Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, today, I was going to say it's Lieutenant Gruber's little tank from Hello Hello, but with the defunct, or Funken version, the radio version. It's not strictly true though, because that's a P204 that he had. It's a very similar little armoured car, again a bit similar really to the British Humber. I think we've seen this previously in a different iteration, but this is 35th scale, it's kit number 35378. Thought we'd have a look at this. Should be quite good fun. Let's have a look then. So, is there any details? Yes there are. Right, it says on the side, command armoured vehicle based on the Panhard 178, one of the finest vehicles of World War II. Panhard, of course, was French, wasn't it, I think? They were taken over by the Germans when they were occupied. The model showcases a highly detailed hull and chassis, precisely producing the interior features, ammunition storage and the radio equipment. Got 151 parts. And on the side, we have got... trying to zoom you in. Having a few troubles with the camera today. It's been cutting me off and it's not been zooming. And we've got a storm outside, so everything's going wrong. Eastern Front 1941 version. Eastern Front in the winter of 1942. That's not a good time to be there. And Eastern Front in 1943. So actually, it's all on the Eastern Front. Yes, but not necessarily the best place to be, I don't think. So, without further ado, I think we'll take a look at this. Almost looks like a Ukrainian feel in the background, doesn't it? Really? Yeah, and. I don't know that our friends in Ukraine have been having a few troubles lately. They've had this delay, unfortunately, with their new sort of headline kit for the year, which is the Handy Page Hamden, but it's coming. It's coming, not sure when, but I'm hoping to see it before Christmas. I hope so. That's something that, you know, it could be kit of the year, who knows? Who knows? I don't want to place bets on kit of the year at the moment, because every time I think I know what the list is, it just changes, you know. Right then, let's have a look at this. Oh yes, it's not too big, of course. Only being a little armoured car, little tank, as Gruber would say. Isn't it? Wasn't exactly the same vehicle. Everybody thinks of him, don't they, now? Right, it says in 1934, Panhard began producing the Panhard 178, designed for cavalry reconnaissance. Military specialists widely regarded them as amongst the best vehicles in their class. Following France's defeat, though, in June of 1940, 190 of these armoured cars were absorbed into the German forces. What did I tell you? While French factories produced several dozen more for the Wehrmacht, the Germans redesignated them as Panzersparwagen P204F. Some were converted to command vehicles by installing hocked antenna roof aerials that covered most of the hull's upper surface. There you go. Combat weight, it takes a crew of 4? Didn't know that, gosh, really? God, it must be cramped in there. Combat weight of 8.5 tonnes, so it's not overly heavy. Panhard 4-cylinder, 105 horsepower engine. Not a lot of power, is there? Maximum speed 72, well that's 50 miles an hour, so it's actually quick, because it doesn't weigh much, that's why. And it's got a 1-inch gun and a 7.5mm machine gun. Wow, okay, let's have a look then. See what we have got. Now, the last ICM review I did, we found that there was missing sprue. That wasn't ICM's fault, it was a Revell Reeboks, and I think the Revell, I suspect, have made a bit of a mess of that. I'm not going to blame our friends in Ukraine. I think that it's almost like they wrapped up the wrong one, took the wrong bag or something. Anyway, let's have a look at these German markings. Very nice ones, actually, nice and clear, aren't they? Those are rather nice. I like the jumping, like a jaguar? Like a jaguar, isn't it? Big cat. Those are very nice. Then we have got our instructions, which I will show you right now. So, we have got our sprue maps. Interesting, there's quite a few parts that must be, there must be obviously different versions of this. And, oh, can you make Gruber's tank out of it? I'm just wondering there. Because it's got two different types of You don't use 79, they're saying. which is 79. Okay, we'll come to that in a second. You don't use 79. You do use A. That doesn't make sense. There's two 79s. That's 79. And that's 79. Really? That is odd. Why are there two then? That's a bit baffling. On the same sprue. Why would they be numbered the same? Are they different? They are different. They are different. That's really weird. You don't use the one. Are they? Can't see what the difference is. That's really baffling. I've been stumped by a few things recently. I'm getting old or something, I don't know. Anyway, we're moving on. So, let's have a look at it. So you basically start with your lower hull, and then you put in your internal floor. Then you've got a seat for the driver and also for somebody at the back. I think it's the radio operator. Oh no, it's one of these. It's got. You can actually have two drivers. It's got front and rear steering. Oh my god, here we go. Push you, pull me again. And you get your engine going in, which I presume would be a Renault engine, I think. Or a Simca engine, possibly. Big extractor fan, cooling fan on the side. Then you're going to build up your engine. Again, as I say, it's probably a Renault, isn't it? Why does it show two different options there? Oh no, it doesn't. It's just continued to build the engines. Okay. So then you carry on. You got your fan belt and your fan going in there as well for the cooling fan that goes up against that extractor. Then you've got, see what I mean? Push you, pull me. You've got steering at the front, steering at the back. Two drivers. Oh, that's helpful. Oh, that's just what you want, isn't it? It reminds me of reminds me of The Empire Strikes Back. Just going back to Star Wars, we did recently when we did the Falcon. The push you, pull me, or the twin podded sky cars that they had on Bespin, Cloud City. And of course, there's always that funny sketch on Family Guy, and the Family Guy version, where the one's trying to steer one way, one's trying to steer the other way, and they're arguing all the time. It's quite funny. Anyway, I digress. But you get the idea. You've got to agree which way you're turning, haven't you? Have a clear understanding about where you're going. Anyway, two steering columns and two steering wheels, obviously. And then we've got an ammunition rack with a load of ammo in it for the cannon. Armoured door, you've got all the armour on the sides coming in. And you've got bandoliers here for the machine guns as well. Rotary drums of ammunition. Putting your sides on thus. Quite an interesting vehicle, this, isn't it? And you've got your front protection. Obviously, it's got the engine at the back on these, isn't it? Yeah. And lots of rivets, quite rivety, isn't it? Then we've got the top deck going on, and the engine deck at the back, like a twin engine deck. Mudguards coming in here, and storage boxes as well going in underneath in the corners. Quite cleverly mounted, actually, utilising the space well. And then we've got what's that? Protection, is it? A little bit of extra armour plating. And then you've got your axles coming in here. Drive axles, front and rear. And yeah, it's got plenty of armour plate underneath as well. Although those drive axles are a bit exposed to a mine, aren't they? Think about it. The axle itself, transmission, is a bit exposed, I'd say. It needed a plate underneath them as well, methinks. And it's got leaf springs, what a surprise, for suspension. And then you've got a few like anti-roll bars and things coming on. You've got your tyres and wheels coming in here, which look like the rubber, and going on. It shows them at a rather strange angle. I'm not sure why they showed it like that, but anyway. I think they're trying to explain that you can steer. And then you've got things like tools coming on here with your spade, pickaxe on the back, in case they get stuck and they need to chop a tree or whatever, or dig themselves out of the snow. Machine gun on the side. Main cannon coming in here. That's the 1-inch cannon going in the turret. Rear turret hatches coming on. Turret top hatch going on as well. Attaching the actual turret itself to the main chassis. And then just a few little details of hatches, like a gun port hatch at the back. I think that's the exhaust protector at the side, and then your radio equipment. All this radio antenna array that goes on the top of the vehicle. That's it. And you've got three options, as I mentioned: Eastern Front grey, Eastern Front white, or Eastern Front desert yellow, basically, isn't it? That would look more at home in the desert, I would have thought. But anyway, there we go. Okay, so far so good. Let's hope we don't have any missing sprues in this one. I don't think we will have, because this is an ICM kit, yeah. I think it's when they have these reboxings that things can sometimes go wrong, especially if Revol get involved. I would say that, wouldn't I? Okay, let's have a look at the plastic then. Walnut bag, all the sprues within it. Now, oops, over there. And then we've got, oh yes, the radio equipment looks really cool, actually. Start with the tyres, I think. See what they're like. Sometimes they can be really awful, sometimes they can be absolutely incredibly good. Just never know what to expect with these from ICM. They can vary a lot. Oh, and they're really nice ones. They're really nice ones again. Okay, zoom in. Got really nice treads on them. Check this out. What do you think of this? Those are really, really good. Yeah, they've got like a diamond side pattern tread, haven't they? Yeah, I like that. Maybe a tiny hint of flash here and there on the corners, but nothing I'd worry about. Nothing to concern us here. Nothing to see here. Yeah, those are actually really nice. And I think on an armoured car, sometimes a rubber tread is not too much of a problem, and they kind of look right with a rubber tread on them, because it's like a car tyre, really. So those are actually quite impressive. I think we've seen this vehicle before, haven't we, when the Deutsche Africa course set. It was in that, wasn't it, I think, without the radio equipment, if I remember correctly. I've seen that many of them, and they're starting to blur into one. An embarrassment of riches, as Oscar Wilde would say. Alright, we've got the wheels here that go with those tyres. Let's look at them next. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? What do you think of these? Let's get my zoom to work. It's really not playing ball, this camera. Very awkward with me today. Okay. Yep, those are nice. Nothing wrong there. It's them. Then we've got this is an additional sprue that has the radio gear on it. The radio aerials. See that? And the radio equipment. Isn't that nice? Yeah, that looks really cool. Like it. And then another additional, oops, can't get it off that one. The other additional sprue with the radio aerial equipment, which is here, that goes over the top. And it's got the right shaping and everything. Look at that, that's nice, isn't it? They've done a nice job with the sprue here. Really got that cleverly designed, I think. Yeah, and you've got all the mounting, sort of tripod mounting, bipods I should say, tripod on the top and bipod at the back. But of course they can't turn the turret. I've just realised that's interesting. That's why we have two turrets, isn't it? They cannot turn the turret with... Oh, those turrets look the same to me. Okay, let's look at the turret. They can't turn the turret because it's got the actual radio arrows mounted to it rigidly. So it must have a fixed turret where they can't turn it. Which makes it awkward, doesn't it? It means they've got to turn the vehicle instead of the turret when they have to, if they get into a battle or something. Gives them a bit of a headache. There's those bandolier ammunition drums. For the machine gun, that is. Now, as I understand it, you don't use... I don't know which one you don't use. It said don't use 79, but they're both called 79. So there are two different, but not very different, versions of the turret, and I can't see what the difference is. And they're both called 79, so that's just confusing. Don't understand that at all. Which 79 don't you use? I think we're going to check on that, because strictly speaking, there must be a slight hint by the layout on the sprue, I think. Let's just have a look. Okay, you don't use the one at the gun end, it says. So you don't use the bottom one, this one. Goodness knows why, because they're both called 79 and they both look completely identical to me. I can't see a difference. No, I can't see any difference. Oh yes, there is a difference, okay. I have spotted a difference. This one that you're not going to use actually has like a, where that hole is, it has like a lip around the hole. Can you see it? And this one doesn't have a lip. How interesting. So it's the one without the lip, so you don't use that one. Forget that one. Right, I think we've established that now. So let's have a look at these parts. Beautiful moulding. There's your ammunition for the gun rack. Got your axles. Your 2 steering wheels. And there's your main 1-inch gun. It looks quite good actually, doesn't it? And again, you've got your machine gun ammunition bandoliers, the drum. And there is the machine gun. Here. There's your spade, pickaxe. Oh! Dropped everything. Spade, pickaxe. Nice actually, it's a nice moulding, this, lovely kit. Very good. That's that one. Then we've got the main sort of the sides of the hull, all the armour plating, with all of these huge sort of rivets. Look at the rivets, oh my god. It's Rivet City, isn't it? That's a lot of rivets. By the way, the noise in the background is my central heating boiler has just come on. And I'm not going to turn it off because I need it, it's freezing. We're having a bit of a storm, Storm Amy. Jolly cold, it's incredibly wet and it's very windy, as you can probably hear. Other side of your armoured car, this is the starboard side, right side, and you can see it's got the built-in leaf springs. Again, lots and lots of rivets. See those rivets? Look at that lot. And all the rivets underneath as well. This is what I've said about the slightly exposed axles there. I think that they should have had an armour plate to protect that. If that goes over a mine, you are out of business. And it actually says Panhard. You see that? Here. There's a nameplate and it says Panhard on it. Wow, that's cool. I like it. And then you've got your engine down here as well. Half the engine, the other half's over here. And then finally, we've got all the top, the sort of the main part. So you've got the lower, the flooring. And again, you can see here it's got the hatching type flooring, high grip. Oh, you can feel that. Whoa, you can even hear it. That's really gripping. And then you've got your top hatch here, engine hatch. And then there's the turret ring. This is the side plate that's got where the fan goes, cooling fan. And then you've got your grills. Yeah, it's pity those grills aren't open. But like we saw similar grills in that recent Ryefield model King Tiger, which had brilliant grills, I have to say. And then just the back plate, really. Yeah, it's let's do another one. The grills here, look, not open sadly. And then the storage boxes. That's kind of it, really. Well, I've got to say it's actually a nice kit. I can't see anything wrong with it at all, really. Fine. This one's all complete as well. There's no bits missing. Not sure what was going on with that Bradley, but anyway. That's absolutely fine. Very nice kit indeed. I'm going to reflect on the score. This is quite a cheap kit. It's coming out at about, I think it's about £25. It's £28, something like that. Don't think it's terribly expensive. That's a guess, by the way, but under £30, I think, anyway. I'm usually quite good with my guesses on the ICM kits. You can sort of judge the price by the box size usually. They tend to be in a certain sort of price grouping by box size. That I did not do well. A tire in a stupid place. Okay, so marks out of 10 then. I think there's a little bit of clarity was a bit missing. This thing about having two parts with the same number was a bit of a no-no, so I'm going to knock it off half a point. That's all. Apart from that, so it's 9.5 out of 10. I think it was a really nice kit, that. And I don't think the rubber tyres are an issue at all. Looks really nice. The radio gear looks amazing. 9.5 out of 10. Just be careful with the clarity of some of those instructions, because that was a bit baffling. Really very easy to get confused because it shows the diagram doesn't make it absolutely clear what the difference is between those two parts. And I think why they've got the same number, that's the problem. If they had a different number, I wouldn't be having this conversation. It'd be straightforward. Okay. So a little bit of lack of clarity again, but apart from that, a really nice kit. Beautiful quality on the parts, and you got some 3 good markings there. It's quite an interesting little vehicle. A little tank. 9.5 out of 10 from me. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you thought that was interesting and kept you entertained. And enthuses you to perhaps want one of these little panards. Nice little vehicles they were. Very reliable actually as well, I'm told. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my other channel, Peter Goes Rogue. And if you haven't already, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel as well. Don't forget. Costs you nothing. And you can hopefully get informed by YouTube, if they do their job properly, of all the latest released videos that I produce as soon as they come out, provided all the planets are aligned, you know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay well, stay safe. Thanks for your time in watching the video, I appreciate it, and all your support. And until next time, thanks a lot, and bye for now.